Hi, this is Kim Lamke, and this is my research proposal argument assignment for OTS 911. My problem statement. The problem being addressed in this study is to evaluate the perceived effect that a life skills training course for middle and high school students could have on mental health and occupational engagement. The rates of mental health illness among children are quickly rising, with approximately 20% of children diagnosed with a mental health disorder. The most impactful result of a mental health disorder is suicide. Suicide presents a major public health challenge and concern at the local, state, and national levels. Suicide rates in our country have increased 28% between 2000 and 2015. For children ages 10 to 14, suicide is the third leading cause of death. Research is essential to explore the value and perception of life skills and mental health development in children and adolescents to promote occupational performance for this population. The purpose of this mixed method study is to learn about the parental perceptions of the impact life skills course has on mental health and occupational engagement for middle and high school students in Hillsborough County, Florida. A convergent mixed method design will be used to gain complete understanding of parental perceptions by collecting qualitative and quantitative data simultaneously, analyzing the results from the closed-ended survey and live interviews with participants separately, and then merging the two. The dependent variable shall be the participant, and the independent variable shall be the survey question. At this stage in research, parental perception shall be defined as a parent's opinion about how their child learns and develops. Life skills shall be defined as the skills necessary for independent engagement in all components of everyday life. Occupational engagement shall be defined as the ability to engage in and perform all meaningful tasks that make up daily life. Using a mixed method approach will best allow for an in-depth understanding of how parents perceive life skills and mental health. There are several central research questions and hypotheses. What are the overall parental perceptions of a life skills course for 7th and 10th grade students? What are the overall parental perceptions of mental health issues in 7th and 10th grade students? What are the perceived benefits that a life skills course could have on middle and high school students' mental health development? What are the perceived disadvantages of a life skills course for middle and high school students in Hillsborough County? Which life skills do parents perceive as most strongly correlated to mental health? And do the perceptions of parents differ across different grades? The researcher hypothesizes that parents will report positive perceptions of a life skills course being implemented in Hillsborough County and a positive correlation between life skills and positive mental health. The researcher also hypothesizes that as 10th grade students display more academic and peer-based stress, it is predicted that parents of 10th grade students would see a higher need for life skills education than 7th grade parents. The Life Course Health Development Framework is used for this study. The LCHD theory emerged from the studies of health disparities and social determinants of health. This theoretical framework connects life adversity with long-term effects on health, such as adult chronic disease and poor mental health. It is based on the concept that biological and social factors affect health development in different ways, with varying impacts and at critical periods of development. The LCHD framework assists occupational therapists in understanding the influences of policy on occupation and creates opportunities for occupational therapy in population health and healthcare policy. This research proposal supports the Healthy People 2020 leading health indicator of mental health. Mental health has become a significant issue in the United States and in Florida. The suicide rate in Florida has risen between 6 and 18% between 1999 and 2018. It also supports the AOTA centennial vision of maximizing health, well-being, and quality of life for everyone in all environments, and to promote participation in everyday activities. This research proposal also correlates to the newly released OTPF 4th edition with health management and life skills development and mental health support for suicide prevention in children and adolescents. Within the literature, most published research centers on life skills for special needs children and adolescents, programs that are designed for at-risk youth and incarcerated individuals. Minimal research has focused on parental perceptions of life skills courses and its effect on mental health development in children and adolescents. A review that was conducted in 2019 identified several quantitative studies that explored life skills as an intervention to effectively deal with adolescent issues, such as self-esteem, decision-making, problem-solving, and coping with stress. There are limited studies on the life skills education that utilize qualitative research design. Minimal research has been directed towards adolescents' carryover on life skills knowledge into their daily lives. Many of the identified studies were based on assessment of life skills components rather than understanding what knowledge, skills, and attitudes adolescents need for positive behavior change to occur. In 2010, a study was conducted in Iran. This experimental pre-test, post-test design taught life skills courses or life skills to a group of 20 boys for 8 sessions. The results showed that life skills training was effective on decreasing mental health symptoms, especially anxiety, depression, and stress. The study showed that life skills training is a good method to decrease mental health disorders and symptoms. In reviewing research conducted from the lens of occupational therapy on life skills, there are a few studies that look at life skills training for specific populations, such as juvenile offenders in foster care and former refugees. There is a gap in the occupational therapy literature regarding the impact and development of life skills on mental health and occupational therapy engagement for children and adolescents. This research project will use a mixed methodology study. This research study will not take place within a physical setting. The survey will be emailed to parents with children enrolled in 7th and 10th grades in Hillsborough County Public School System. The survey will include closed-ended questions with an option to agree to participate in a live interview. This portion will be conducted via telephone or Zoom. Participants will be chosen through random sampling. There will be a section on the survey where participants can self-identify their interest in completing a live interview. The Hillsborough County Public School District will provide a list of students in 7th and 10th grade with parental contact information. An equal number of 7th and 10th grade parents will be selected. Data collection will be through the use of a survey design. The purpose is to provide a description and analysis of trends, attitudes, and opinions of a population. SurveyMonkey will be used and will allow the researcher to create an individualized survey to email out to selected participants and will allow for easier data collection. It will have the capability to also analyze data through its program. For quantitative data, I will use the structured, close-ended interview with a fixed response question. For qualitative data, I will use a semi-structured interview with open-ended questions using an interview guide structure. For data analysis, a convergent mixed method design for single phase will be used. The focus of this design is that merging quantitative and qualitative data will provide different types of information and together will give a comprehensive analysis. Within this design, I will be collecting both quantitative and qualitative data simultaneously, analyzing them separately and then comparing the results in a side-by-side method. Descriptive statistics will be used to identify variables such as age, gender, socioeconomic status, educational attainment, and marital status of parents. Descriptive statistics will look at the relationship and similarities between respondents. This will include frequency distribution, percentage values, mean, mode, and median. Inferential statistics such as p-value and t-test will also be used, as this will make assumptions about the population from the trends identified through the data. To ensure validity, I will develop this study based on a thorough literature review. Survey items will be reviewed by my capstone committee members. I intend to clarify my bias by using self-reflection to create an open narrative for the readers. I will present the negative information that reflects any contrary information discovered. Potential threats to internal validity could also include both type 1 and type 2 errors. For ethical considerations, the AOTA Code of Ethics, specifically autonomy and veracity. It is important to respect the rights of confidentiality and the privacy of participants. There will be minimal risk to participants regarding privacy. No identifying information questions will be asked. All responses through SurveyMonkey will be anonymous. Pseudonyms will be given for participants who engage in the live interview. All aspects of information obtained through my research must be comprehensive, accurate, and objective. Ethical concerns such as confidentiality and informed consent will be addressed to the Institutional Review Board. I will eliminate researcher bias by reporting multiple perspectives and reporting contrary findings. The full range of respondent answers will be conveyed, whether it proves or disproves the hypothesis. Using both positive and negative framing in the questions and avoiding double negatives, asking about only one thing at a time, and using mutually exclusive items will also enhance ethical consideration. In conclusion, this proposed research study addresses a gap in existing literature regarding life skills and mental health in children and adolescents. In my research, examining parental perceptions of the benefits and disadvantages that a life skills course could provide will also assist in determining any cultural differences and social injustices that exist within the different populations in Hillsborough County. In examining the results of this study, I can influence occupational well-being and occupational engagement for middle and high school students, as well as expand the emerging practice areas of life skills development and mental health support for suicide prevention. Here are my lengthy list of references. Thank you.